Check. Okay, I'm gonna pee real fast, and then let's start, shall we? Oh my god, you totally can see my Discord. Nice. Nice tea stuff, I think. Nice. Okay. Whoa, this is a vibe. Okay. I know, the confusing thing is I know you can't hear the music that the Twitch is playing, but I can hear it. So I think that's the funny part, so. Let's change it. All right. Well, thank you for coming. I changed this on the Discord. I should probably record this too. All right, we're kicking, we're vibing. All right, friends. Well, thanks for coming. If you are on the Twitch, what's good? My name is Dr. Ryan Charles Psych Sensei. I'm a clinical esports psychologist, and welcome. Tonight, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Shout out to the people in the Discord who came here to learn about how to game, how to get better at League of Legends, how to improve, or how to improve your training and your approach to League and gaming. Because something I realized is that there's not many people who've had coaching before or have experience working with a coach or how to actually learn gaming. And so I thought, you know, especially because I've been trying to climb in League of Legends, I am currently Iron. It's been a hellhole, but you know what? It's been a good time. And as I was doing this journey, I was actually thinking about all the players who, like me, have no idea what they're doing and trying to learn and beating themselves up and going through the guilt and shame spiral, which is always super fun. And I thought, you know what? If no one's gonna make this content, someone's got to make this content, and here I am. So if you're on the Twitch and you want to interact or interface with me in voice call, or you want to be a part of the show, please join my Discord. All you gotta do is, I believe it's a command, just exclamation mark Discord, and you should be able to get in there. But if you're shy and you want to hang out with me on Twitch, ask your questions, distract me, do whatever you want. This show is definitely for you. What's up, Remo Meowie? I got a couple people in the Discord also. John, what's good, man? But yeah, if you got any questions, lay them on me. If you got suggestions, or hey, you know what, that's not gonna work for me, let's discuss it. And if you want to work with me or learn more about me, please visit my website, psychsensei.com. There you can get all the resources. My goal is to put this up there somewhere. And also, this is going to be a... Take some time, reflect, think about this. So if you want to watch it later and pause to think about your answers, please do. This is the mental work. This is how it all kind of works out. I'm going to make this a little smaller on my Discord side. And let me know if that changes anything for the scale of the thing. Also, if you're in my Discord, you get to see the writing piece of this. But if you are just on the Twitch, unlucky, you're missing a piece of it. So maybe that's a little incentive for you to join the Discord. So, tonight's discussion. Oh, Purple Pouring's here too. What's up, baby? Maybe I should, when I decide to go down the TFT rabbit hole this season, because there's just too much, maybe I'll make something for how to approach TFT, because right now is just throw my face at the computer and hope it works. Spoiler, it doesn't work. Okay. So, my friends, my gaming friends, perhaps the first step in getting good at your game is not even playing it. It's not even sitting down. It's not even touching the keys or the keyboard or the mouse or whatever. But instead, I think we need to start with your mindset. We need to talk about and think about what you want to get out of gaming. What do you want gaming to teach you? Where do you want gaming to take you? Because if you just want games to be fun, if you want games to be an activity that you get to ball out with your friends after school, if you want it to be just a pastime and a hobby, if you want it to be a career, if you want it to be a vehicle to take you to a job or some type of future that you want, we have to treat it as such. Because I think where people get messed up in gaming in general is that they think it's going to be something. They think, oh, I'm really good at this game, I'm just going to keep playing, and it's going to happen for me. Or they use the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace mindset, where it's like, okay, I have this grind. I have to focus on putting in hours in the game to get really good. But then they bang their head against the ground or their screen like I do in TFT, and it's not fun. It's really tiring, and it's really discouraging. But the reason why is because the mindset doesn't match the activity. So, for example, if you want this to be a cool hobby that you do with your friends, we may not always care about the outcome of the game or us climbing, because the goal of the game is to have fun with my boys or my girls or my peeps. That's it. But if you want to take it to the next level, if you really want to go pro, if you want to play collegiate, if you want to play at the highest level, we can't approach it with the casual mindset or with a more casual mindset. If you want to treat it like it's gonna go to that level, we have to train at that level, and it's going to be different. It's going to look different than what other people are doing, because they also don't know what they're doing. I mean, as someone who's worked in the pros, something that I've learned with working with them is they've gotten really, really good doing really, really bad things. Like, they've gotten really good doing things that they think is good, like playing a lot or playing a lot, or not sleeping and playing a lot. And because of that, they've achieved ranks, they've achieved becoming professional, those types of things. And people, when they're coming up the ranks, they think, oh, that's how X did it, that's how I have to do it. And then they do it and they run their face into the ground, because the way that person approached the game is fundamentally different than how you can or naturally approach the game too. So let's just make sure when you get into gaming, we think about these questions first, because the answer to these questions will dictate our expectations, our actions, our behaviors and thoughts and utility of gaming. So if you want, pause it now or take some time to really think about, what do you want to get out of gaming? Where do you want it to take you? Where do you want to teach you? Where do you want to go? What's the purpose? What's the utility? And I think the challenging thing, if you're just enjoying the game and you're really having fun, I mean, I think this question is really important when it changes for you. And I mean, when it changes is when the purpose of gaming changes. Like, for example, when does it change from I'm just having fun, I'm enjoying myself as a pastime to I want to get really, really good? When that changes, our mindset needs to change, and expectations, actions, behaviors change too. Okay. There's another thing though. After you think about this, about gaming, what it means, the purpose, something else that I think is super important, especially, is this question. What is your belief about learning? What is your mindset towards learning? What is your expectation of learning? Now, I'm talking about the entire process of learning, from not knowing something to feeling stupid to working on it to understanding it to trying to execute it to feeling stupid again to mastering it, being consistent in this. What do you expect the learning process to be? What do you expect the learning process to feel like? What do you expect, like, how fast do you expect the process to be? Because if you really think about gaming, and if you really think about gaming at a high level, what you're doing is you're learning constantly. And that's the thing that separates esports from traditional sports. And what I mean by that is, if you really want to get good at esports, you have to get good at learning. Why? Well, because unlike traditional sports, say baseball, the bases will always be 90 feet away from each other. Sure, the distance of the fence changes with the field, but you know what? There always will be 3 outs. You know, the mound will always be this far away. There'll always be 9 innings. You know, there are consistent things in games that will always be. And in fact, over time, throughout the game, you probably get slower, more fatigued, and the game gets also slower. Whereas in esports, guess what? Why I say you have to get good at learning is because there's patches, there's nerfs, there's hot fixes, there's seasons. There's things that fundamentally break the game. And if you do not know, or if you're unable to adapt, if you're unable to learn the changes of the game, you will fall behind. You will become irrelevant. And fun fact, unlike traditional sports, esports typically gets faster. You get stronger as the game goes on. So fundamentally, the pacing of the game and what you need to focus on and how fast you need to engage your thoughts, it's faster and it's different. So if you really want to get good at esports through your game, we have to get good at learning. But the thing is, people often think that, oh, this is a fun game, I should be good at it. This should become easy by playing. And I don't know what the belief is, but maybe it's, I should be able to naturally pick up and learn this game and climb in it. But what people forget and what people typically do is that they just learn what it feels like to lose. And that's all they focus on. And they think, if I'm losing, I'm bad. It's so interesting where oftentimes we personalize the bad things about the process or what's supposed to be happening, but at the same time, we don't give ourselves credit for, like, oh yeah, I'm learning things, or I'm validating that I'm moving in the right direction, or oh, if something goes bad, I'm bad, versus something good happens, I guess it's lucky. You know? But it's really important that you emphasize the process that got you the results, not just the results. Because if we forget to tinker with the process, we will continue to get the same results, but not know why we're getting the results, and instead personalize it to ourselves and or get more spiritual and hoping that we win more games. There was this TikTok I was watching with this little, I think she was a Japanese girl, and the TikTok is just like, she's like, has to be like 4 or 3 or something, like tiny, and she's like down here, little crane machine, and she's failing, and then the TikTok says like she's getting more spiritual, and you see her like praying, like doing a ritual before she goes and does the crane machine. And that's a perfect example. Why is she praying or doing these motions? Or maybe like when bowlers, you know, I have to do a certain thing or else I'm not gonna hit the pins, or if I wash my jersey, all the luck is gone, all those kinds of things, right? Like, if we are unable to understand the process to get the results, we become more mystical, more spiritual per se. But that's not gaming. I mean, maybe we can pray to the Riot gods to give us the LP and stuff like that, but that's not how gaming works. What Riot has created is a learning game, but the way that they reinforce the learning is just through losses and wins, and that's it. And here's the best part. Sometimes you can win a game, and I mean, you'd be losing the entire game, and just by luck, you win. Or some crazy team fight, and you win. And the learning that I got out of that game is team fight good, or team fight lucky, that's it. You know? Or at the same time, what's even more confusing is you can do everything correct. You can do all the moves. You can do everything right. And you can try your hardest, and guess what? You can still lose the game. But if we just go, oh, I just lost the game, I'm bad, or it was bad, we don't actually go back and learn, okay, this is where it turned. This is the thing that I really kind of, I need to learn to not make this mistake. Or maybe the mistake is mentally, oh my god, I heard someone die, I saw 2 people die on my team, and that distracted me, and I died too. You know? So, Riot has created a learning task, learning game. Another way to think about this is, if you've never studied for the SAT, but you know you need to take the SAT, you studied the SAT by taking a bunch of practice tests that you had no idea what to do on, then you go take the SAT, and then you fail it, and you say, oh man, I'm stupid. Or it's like, no bro, you just didn't know how to study, or like, you didn't know what to study, or like, what to look at, or how to improve. That's all. That's not a person diff, that's a strategy diff. And that's what I want to talk about today. Another thing about learning that I want to make sure that I highlight is there's a difference between understanding and copying. Okay? There's a difference between understanding and copying. Okay, one of my favorite, obviously, like animes, it's Naruto. Like, I don't know why I like Naruto. It's great. You know, Shippuden, great. But what I love about Naruto was there's a character, Kakashi. And what's awesome about Kakashi and his superpower is that he can copy and just see a jutsu once and steal it, right? Oh, I see you do this thing, now I can do that thing too. Like, you can make this thing with your hand, I can make this thing with my hand. You can make a dragon come out of water, I can make a dragon come out of water now. But all he needs to do is see it once. But the thing that makes Kakashi special, in my opinion, is it's not just that he can copy the hand signs and then copy the technique that he just saw, but he can understand how, when, why to use X technique. I think that is truly Kakashi's power. Yes, it's awesome that he can steal the signs and steal the jutsu. That's dope. But his true power is being able to not only produce it, but produce it correctly in the right moments and use it correctly. Oftentimes what I'm seeing is people, players, they watch a VOD, they watch a pro, they watch something on YouTube, or they hear something on TikTok or whatever. And then what do? They try to copy it. But what happens is, if they try to copy it, but they don't understand it, they just think, okay, I do this combination of buttons, they die. I do this combination of buttons, I win. But as soon as that combination of buttons don't work anymore, they don't understand the mechanics in which that combination of buttons was effective in this situation or that situation. And instead they think, man, I'm bad. Or like, I thought I knew it, but I don't. So it's important when I say learning that it's not just copying, but truly learning is understanding the why, the deeper thing. Because if not, that shit's just magic. Think about it. Okay. What I mean by that is, think of like Boston, Massachusetts in October. I want you to think of like Salem, which is in Boston? I don't know. Well, I've never been there. But think of like Salem and the trial for the witches, you know? And they'd be like, oh my gosh, she did this. She's a witch. And it's like, no, I just made a pie, bro. Like, it was like flour, water, sugar, and some apples, and I baked it, and that's pie. She's a witch! Because they didn't understand baking. or how rye bread makes you crazy, or like witches. They don't understand it because it's all magic, right? Just like when you actually see sleight of hand magic in front of you, you don't understand that when somebody, you know, makes something appear out of nowhere. Oh shit, I'm a witch, right? It's there. It wasn't there. Ready? Huh? Magic, right? Okay, spoiler alert. All you need to do if you wanted that sick magic trick, you just gotta put the make your hands like this, and then put the 2 fingers and creases the edge, and then close your hand. It looks like nothing, right? But then, boom, there it is, magic. But if you don't understand the mechanics behind it, it just looks sick, doesn't it? But once you know the mechanics, like, oh wow, that's not magic at all. I understand how it works. That's the same thing that happens all the time in games. But that's the difference between copying and understanding. And the question then becomes, how fast can you learn, understand, adapt, and then produce? That's League of Legends. That's TFT. That's Overwatch. That's Valorant. That's every single game. Also works for TFT, but switching buttons for units and AUGs. Yeah. I mean, the same thing, right? For example, the way that I got to gold in TFT multiple seasons is I just looked up a build and I ran that bitch into the ground. Like, I was like dragon something last set. That was my shit. And I just got dragons. That's the one build I knew. If I just copied the build from the paper, you win. But once I didn't have dragons, I was fucked. All right. So, isn't it interesting though that all the things that I've talked about thus far have nothing to do with pushing your buttons, and instead it just has what I'm talking about is the mental approach, even before you start playing, to adjust your expectations, to intentionally engage in this experience, and then do the thing you want to do congruently. All right. Okay. So I'll copy these things down. So, what is your belief in learning? How fast do you understand concepts? How fast can you copy concepts? I guess the other question is, how fast can you understand? And then how fast can you apply? Now, okay, this is the second line, right? Let's make it straight. The best part is I can just copy this and do it again for Valorant tomorrow. Lol. All right. Now, the one thing I think that along with this, not just the process of learning and how do you learn and the difference between understanding and copying, I think another thing that's really important is, what does the process feel like when you're learning? What does the process feel like? For example, does learning feel bad? I don't like failing, which is part of learning. I don't like looking dumb because I failed. Or is it, you know, feeling stupid is a part of the process, and that's something that we just have to deal with. Ooh, whoa, what's up, Joanne? You know, that is just part of the process where if I fail, it's science. That's okay. That's normal, and you just push on. But what does it feel like when you're actually learning? The reason I ask this too is because if you associate the learning process with feeling bad, anxiety, judgment, these types of things, the more likely you are to avoid the actual learning process. Or once you do fail, this gets overloaded. You can no longer think with your frontal lobe because you're afraid and judging and scared, and it's all amygdala thinking. So if you think the process is supposed to feel easy, if you think the process is supposed to be like fun and enjoyable all the time, we might need to readjust and accept how the learning process isn't those things. Because I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but bro, learning doesn't feel good. It feels fucking terrible when you're going through it, and when it's after like, oh, I learned that, yay, I can do it. It feels great, but going through the process feels like a prickly pear wrapped up in sandpaper in hot water as you drink it. I don't know, it's really bad. Yo, you just got home? I'm glad you came here right when you got home. Hope you've been well, girl. I actually sent an email to that dude from your last place. Oh, what's up, Ryoka? Rocky Raw. I think I said that right. Nice. So yes, if you think that it's supposed to be easy or it's going to be fun and enjoyable, know that failure, falling on your face, learning doesn't feel good, and that's a part of the process. And it's something we can accept and enjoy. So I hope it'll open new doors for everyone involved. Yeah. Oh, it is! To be the dog. Here, all right, what's good, baby? What's good? Because I think the other thing that people do is like, oh, the learning should another thing to be present and mindful about, even when answering these questions, is especially when building your mindset, is I want you to think about the shoulds, or just be mindful of when you're saying the shoulds. It should be easy. I should be going. I should be learning faster. I should be able to produce this now. Like, where are these shoulds coming from? Why are they here? Where are they coming from? Are they helping? Are they hindering? What are they trying to tell you? Just, again, awareness, right? If you want to work on those shoulds or those thoughts that get in your way, please join my Discord, visit my website, let's hang out, do a consultation. I'd love to help you. Okay. Another really interesting thing, I think, when you're going through this learning process, maybe it's not here, maybe it's just a long one, is as you're going through this process and you're hearing that voice that's telling you the shoulds or the why can't yous, fun piece of awareness is, who does this voice sound like? Does this sound like somebody you know? Does it sound like you? Sound like your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend, teacher, somebody? Who does it sound like? And then another point of giggles is, why? Why this person, you think? Why does this person come up when these things are happening? And then, is this should voice trying to tell you something, but it'd be helpful, more helpful, said in a different way? Is there a different sentiment that we can repackage it that can help you listen to it? Or is it kind of unlucky where it's just gonna be my mom? Oh, am I projecting? It's gonna be your mom, and she's just gonna yell at you all the time. I don't know. But is it helping? Is it hindering? Who does it sound like? Why is it them? When does it come up? All these things, write them down. I mean, this is your free therapy, right? Think of these things. And also, if my client came to me and like, here's my laundry list of things and how I react to stuff, be like, oh my God, thank God. Whew, thank God. That's awesome. And also, my people cruising in my Discord, if y'all have questions or want to come on down, raise your hand and I can call you up. We can discuss it, because honestly, the another thing that I want this clinic to be, or I would love this clinic to grow into, would be I talk for 10 minutes about, this is what I think about Tilt. And then we have people jump in and be like, I need help here. How do I do this? That is what I would love to grow it into. Oh my God. Scared hamster. Stop. And also, hamsters, have you also seen, side note, ADHD, hamsters versus humans? It's the first case I know of hamster nepotism ever. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go to HBO. You know what I'm talking about. Honestly, I couldn't make it through one episode because hamsters are cheaters, bro. All right. If you want to, too, another fun activity, if you want to use more feelings, less words to understand where this voice comes from, draw it. Go and draw this voice. Let's name this voice. Oftentimes, and you know, I'm not trolling, I'm not memeing. Like, literally, like, when you're alone, when you're by yourself, or you're watching this VOD back again, I want you to take a piece of paper MS Paint, whatever you want to do, and I want you to draw what this voice looks like. Give it a name, give it a face, personify it. The reason I'm telling you to do this is because oftentimes we think that that voice, because it's inside of us, it's our voice. Or because it's in our head, it's the truth. We have to listen to it. But if we can externalize it a little bit, if we can see it for what it is, we can name it, we can make it's something else outside. It's no longer me saying it, it's the boogeyman. Or it's the poopy head. Or that's my meme voice coming to say this thing to me. And I know it's not me, and now I can deal with it as an other versus I'm fighting myself. What even is hamster nepotism? Bro, that's when you make a show called Hamsters vs Humans, and you use your own hamster as the executive producer to go and be the hamster. That is hamster nepotism. You know what I mean? This hamster had no rights just being the #1 hamster, and all of a sudden he is, or she is, they are. Nepotism. Unqualified hamster, not that. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's absolutely what I'm saying. Unqualified hamsters doing hamsters things. Okay. Another question. When you're dealing with this, which kind of leads into tilt, right? Like this all happens when you're tilting, when things aren't going your way, when you're frustrated. These are when the voice comes out. So when these are happening, it's time to start paying attention a little more. Because typically what happens for this voice is it was created, it was embedded inside of you for a reason, typically to help, right? To help you pay attention to something, to help you learn something, to help you not forget something, to be more mindful about something. It's there for a reason. And originally it was, hopefully it was for something good. But either because you've overused this thing, either because it's turned into something else, either because you're putting this mindset into something else that it doesn't match, it doesn't fit, now it becomes toxic. Another way to think about this is, have you ever gone to the gym? I know I haven't, but I've heard about it. Ever gone to the gym though, especially if you're a dude, and you've seen that guy or that other person in the gym that's like all arms, all like, you know, and then you look at their legs and you're like, they definitely skipped them, you know, multiple days in a row, and they're just tiny. Wait, what the fuck? You think you're closing a setting X, but you close Discord. You know, they're all just upper body and little chicken legs, you know, and they're just like unproportionately massive. Sounds like a dog I know. Yeah, you know that? Okay, you know that friend or seen that person before? Exactly. That's like what happens when you overuse a mindset. It's the same. You look the same. For example, to that person in the gym, everything can be solved using their upper body. But, and in fact, when it comes to a problem using their legs, they'll probably do some push-ups because that's the strongest part of the body. That everything looks like an arm exercise or an upper body exercise. And because of that, yes, they're super strong in that one area, but it's so overused that they look weird. In the same way, mindsets typically become toxic when they're overused or in the wrong place, or we use them so much that's all we can see them as. I'm bad, 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 I'm bad. That's all I see it, I'm bad. Versus, pay attention to this thing. We translate it into something that it shouldn't be. And they're screwed if they can't use those. True. So, it's even more important when we go review these mindsets, even to understand what's the lay of the land for you in your own head. And if you're a high schooler, or you have, you know, maybe you haven't had enough time to get damaged by life or whatever, maybe it's even more important now to make sure that we have a correct mindset going into gaming and how we approach it. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now that we've done all of the mindset stuff, which was kind of a lot, and it's a little bit different because I know that it's again, there's a different discussion about how to get good, but the mental work even before is so important because how can you improve if you have no awareness? do the slide quest, do the side quest early, and don't one trick. Your champ may get banned. But I'm a dog and I love my Warwick, bro. Warwick is giving me so much problems right now. That's funny that you say that. In my opinion, one tricking is the most effective way to learn the game. I didn't say win the game. I said learn the game. And what I mean by that is, bro, take it from me. The learning curve on each of these games, may they be Valorant, may they be League, may they be COD, any of these games, TFT, the learning curve is massive. Okay? The tutorial, sure, will teach you how to play the game. Basically, they teach you how to kill a minion, kill a tower, and then kill the Nexus. That's all they teach you. Everything else, good fucking luck, right? So, the most effective way to learn the game, because remember, we talked about learning, one trick. Pick a single champion. Pick a single champion to learn the game from. But here's the thing. Say you climb from Iron to Bronze. Okay, one tricking, Warwick. Ugh. All right, that's your boo. You're playing top, fuck it. Play mid, play jungle. Fuck it, play ADC at work, I don't care. Say you're playing Warwick. And you've climbed from Iron to Bronze. What that means is, you know the game from Warwick's like perspective at a Bronze 5 level. That's it. That's all that means. Because you need to learn the game. That's it. But as soon as you pick up, I don't know, Heimerdinger, Lux, you pick up Lux, and you're like, okay, I kind of know how the game works from mid perspective, from mid Warwick. I know how the game works mid Warwick. Okay, now I'm gonna try mid Lux. Now, there are two different champions. One's melee, one's range, one's magic, one's physical. Amazing, I learned all this stuff, losing a bunch of games, right? The way you play the game is fundamentally different. When they spike, it's gonna be different. The items that they need to be different. The range is different. So, if you use that same account and you start falling behind, say you go from Bronze 5, and now you slip back into Iron 2, reason? You don't know how to play Lux at a Bronze level. You just know how to play Lux at a Gold 3 to 2 level. That's it. But you may know mid at a somewhere in the middle level. So, that's why I'm saying one tricking is the most effective way to learn the game from a singular perspective. But that's all you learn from that perspective. And that's why you have to play different things so you know more perspective. That's it. That's why, like, if you same thing, pick a role. So you learn how to play the game from that role. Then you can branch out. But to learn the game first, or your role, or whatever, play 1 to 2, 3 max champions, and then learn. That's it. Oh, people are coming to the Discord. What's up? What's up? What's up? I mean, any one trickers in the chat? Throw them for one if I see you. Pop off king. All right. So now that we've gotten the mental approach, and also we've gotten the one trick approach, one trick Rorik, occasionally Belveth Enjoyer. Yas, dude, I'm getting reamed as Neela playing Warwick, like against Warwicks, man, until I get Mortar Reminder. Thing is rough, bro. And yes, I'm one trick. Me personally, take it from me, I'm one tricking Neela. I used to be a Tristana one trick, then was bad, and so then I looked up who was fun that could engage, that's not an ADC but plays ADC, and that is Neela. And so I'm playing Neela. And right now, I also learned that I can get out of Iron playing Neela, but as soon as I go, oh, you know what sounds fun? Let's play some Seraphine, or like, let's play some other off-meta ADCs. But, give me Smolder, we can talk. You know what I mean? But again, the only reason I'm falling back is because I know the game from Neela's perspective playing bot. I don't know the game. I know bot, but I don't know how Seraphine wants to play it. Or another champion in the bot lane that I haven't touched. Caitlyn. I tried. I really did. Draven, fuck, I tried. I really did, you know? So, just make sure that you find something that you like and enjoy. And I think that's another thing that goes in with learning is you learn faster when you find something that you enjoy and like. So, doesn't matter. I want you to find a position that you enjoy playing. I want you to find a champion that you enjoy playing, and that's where we're gonna learn the game from. That's where we start. It doesn't have to be who's the best. Doesn't fucking matter. Because if it's not fun, you're not gonna play, you're not gonna learn. So what's fun for you? That's where we'll start, especially if you're at a low level or learning, you know? Alright. But I know why all of you came. All of you wanted to know the basics, right? Like, okay, Ryan, tell me, how do I train? I just want to know the thing. I don't want to know the mindsets. I just want to do the thing. Fine. Fine. Don't worry. Your Psych Sensei got you. I've been played a few cycles now and never seriously, but I like Lux. Seraphine, Soraka, Lilia, Shyvana. Bro, I've been getting pounded by Lux too. Lux bind with the ult? Brutal. Alright. Young Padawans. Forget everything you know about training and listen to your sensei. Okay, forget everything you learned by yourself. Forget all the punching of computers, slamming of desks, shaking our fists to the heavens. This is how we're gonna do it. Okay? I want you to make another account. I want you to have a main. I want you to have your train, and I want you to have your play. I still need to find a nice thing. Play, train, and something else that ends with a nice syllable. I don't got it yet, but if you have it, that something that means play that ends with an N, you let me know. No more keyboard smash? I finally got 3 accounts, but I still only have to play on 1. Okay! Rock, this is for you, man. Okay? I want you to have 3 accounts. Okay, and the reason why I want you to have 3 different accounts is because I want you to be able to mindfully and intentionally switch what you're doing. And nothing does that better than taking some time to log out of your account and re-log into another one, because that's irritating, especially if you forget your password. And also make sure you have 3 different passwords. Okay? Because each of these accounts is going to have a specific thing that you're going to do on them. And Heroes Hearth, I think you got this last time too, yeah? And so, what I want you to do is your main account, exactly. Play it as your main. I want you to compete on this account. I don't want you to learn. I don't care. I want you to sweep the leg. I want you to win. Figure it out. Win. Okay? The training account, second account, this is everything we're talking about goes on this account. Okay? All the mindsets, the working on something specific, working on your tilt, working on a technique, a skill, something you're looking for, that's here. And also, because this is your training account, the wins and the outcome of the game doesn't matter at all. Instead, what matters? The process in which we use to get said result. That's what matters. So we're working on the process of your training account. Okay? The last one is your playing account. Go have fun. XD, get some clips with your friends. It doesn't matter. What matters is how much fun you're having. Winning is fun, but also trolling is super fun too. Have you tried it? I do it every game. Super fun. Except when you throw. Not so fun. But make 3 accounts. Okay? Make 3 accounts, or 2 more accounts, or a training account and a playing account, and make them different. Okay? And you're gonna tell me, Ryan, I already do have a Smurf. It's my training account. But Ryan, the weird thing is, my Smurf is higher than my main. That's actually a very common issue. And if you think about it, if that's true, we've hit a mental issue. It's a mental block. Why? What's the difference between your main and your Smurf or your training account? What's the difference? The only difference is the way that you engage with it. In your Smurf, you're probably more free. You don't care about the outcome of the game. You're probably thinking about other things. You're probably focusing on other stuff. You're probably playing the game or in the game, being very present. Maybe, again, it doesn't matter, so you don't tilt as hard. And what? Climb higher. First is on your main account. You really care about it. You really care about the result of the game. You really think about the loss or gain of LP. And because you're focused on that, on the game, when things happen, you get upset, you get tilted faster, and maybe FF sooner, I don't know. Because of that, you drop it. So the only difference between these two accounts is what you're focused on. And that's why I want you to make more accounts so we can do science. Because if your Smurf is here and your main is here, now we work on your mental. Your Smurf is supposed to be here and your main's supposed to be here because we're learning new skills here. But then you'll say, Ryan, why do I want to practice on my Smurf that's lower? The games are so easy. I should be practicing on my higher because on my main because it's higher and there's better competition. That's what I'll be playing. And yes, I can understand what you're saying. And that makes sense. At the same time, if you think about it, basically what you're telling me is, Ryan, I should, you know the thing that I'm trying to learn? Yeah, I want to learn it at full fucking speed. I want to learn it and get smushed. And then I want to figure out what went wrong. Because if I can do it here, I can do it anywhere. Makes sense. Yo, what's up? What's up, here? What's up, baby? This is a really good research study. Show it to me, baby. Yes, it's supposed to be easier because essentially, if you want to compare that to school, essentially, that's like taking a 5th grader and shoving them in high school and trying to teach them calculus, but they don't even know addition, subtraction, multiplication. And then you expect them to do math. And then why? I would rather have you practice in an easier environment so you can practice on that skill, master it, and then put it in your main. Because how can you learn at full speed? You can't. You're just trying to do the thing. So instead, it's okay if the Smurf is lower. It's supposed to. That's where the training happens. That's where the learning happens. Your Smurf is supposed to be lower than your main because mentally and physically we're thinking about other things. But as soon as the Smurf comes up, okay, now we have more questions about what's going on. Okay? So tip number 1, make training a count. Okay? All right. Now you made your training account. Very good. We maybe we bought our training account because shit, hand leveling account is hard, and that's why we pay people for that. But say we did it ourselves. That's great. That's 20 levels. That's a lot of easy game. That's a lot of normal games for us to try. Already we're training. Very good. All right. We made the account. What do we do next? Okay. Very simple. I want you to get one of these. I want you to get one of these. I want you to make a Notion page. I want something. I want something where we can sit down and set our intention. What do we want to work on? What's the goal of today? And the goal should never be. Should. Yes, I use the should word. I must stand by it. Should never be. I want XLP. I want to hit X rank. Yes, those are important. And outcome focused goals are important. Except for this account, the climb does not matter. The climb does not matter. What matters is, can you do the thing? Can you see the skill? Can you see the pattern? Can we break it? Can we train? That is the skill. So that's true. It don't matter the outcome. The outcome is, can I do the skill? Sure, if you do the skill, my guess is you'll probably win more games. But even if we are practicing the skill and we're getting it and we're losing the games, the question is, can we then transfer our learning to the main? That's all. Okay, so I want you to write down what's the intention, and why I want you to write that down is when we actually go back and review the VOD, and yes, we will be reviewing some VODs. When you do review the VOD, you can look at the goal and compare. Okay, did I do this thing? Now I can actually look at this thing and count how many times I did that thing. And if I can count and monitor and track, now I'm doing science, now I'm learning. And if I'm tracking it and I'm not doing it, okay, now we can look at this goal, deem it too big, cut it in half, make it smaller, make it easier, so we can baby step our way to doing the thing we want. Oftentimes, another problem people do is, if they don't achieve their goal, they'll either double down on it or make it twice as big. And leads us to more failure. So, cut it in half. I would even say, and I would love your thoughts on this, Ryan. If you don't want to play multiple accounts, balance playing solo queue and flex queue as a way to facilitate learning. Yes, I would say too. The only reason there's many ways of learning. The reason why I'm suggesting making multiple accounts is because oftentimes players are afraid of losing their points. And so if they're afraid of losing their points, I can ease that by just using a different account or playing a different mode like flex queue instead to reserve their solo queue points if they want to. But if they don't want to, then yeah, that totally works. Absolutely. I'm just thinking of, I do think the log-in, log-out system can be a great way to mental reset as well. I personally love that one because it takes time. And that takes time for you to, that gives you space to think about different things, or even space to make different decisions about what you're going to be doing or what you want to engage in. So that's why, again, I like the accounts. But yes, absolutely. The other modes, other ways, even switching from watching a VOD, I think there are also great ways to create some space and then focus on the learning. Because what the thing that I want to do to provide some time is to allow them to re-access this frontal lobe so they can learn. Because oftentimes with it, as soon as you queue up or you're tilted or whatever using amygdala thinking, which is not really meant for critical thinking and stress management. So instead, how can I provide some space to reduce the stress, to re-engage frontal lobes so you can do the learning? It's like an intentional, I want to learn. Okay, let's go on this account and now I'm thinking as a learner more than a performer. Absolutely. Yes, something like that. And that's why these things, you know, making the training account, writing down the intention, it just provides space and time for you to think about what you want to do, what you want to accomplish in this goal, this time. All right, so make your training account. 2. All right, 2. Write down your goal. Okay. Now, this may be the second most important thing for you to do. Right after you write down this goal, okay, I want you to stretch, and then okay, maybe it's stretch first, and then I want you to breathe, okay? I want this to be something you do. I want this to be second nature to you as something to help you get ready to train and perform. The reason why I want you to stretch is it's going to be very important. You don't hurt yourself. You maintain your physical abilities. You don't get hurt. Really, really important. I think people don't do it. I am also suggesting gross and fine. So gross being touching your toes, stretching your arms, moving your back, you know, all the things that you do in PE. And then fine, please look up 1HP. And they do a lot of nice stretches for your wrists, your hands, your fingers, your forearms and things like that. As an esport athlete, it's important that you make sure you take care of your body. 1HP the GOATs, hell yeah. Shout out to 1HP. All right, after you do that, I want you to breathe, okay? And I don't want you to think about this like, oh my God, I have to sit down and breathe and do mindfulness. I want you to use this as an opportunity to focus your mind, your intentions, while focusing and practicing on your breath. That's it. And if you can do this, and this is part of your routine, when you do this, it helps you. Every time I do this, it makes me ready to play. And because I've done this every time I train, or before I train, or before I get into matches, now this is second nature into calming myself or focusing myself. I don't want you to think about, breathing, is this something I have to do? No. I'm gonna take 5 minutes and focus on my breath. And every time I breathe in, I'm gonna focus on my goal. I'm gonna use some visualization and think about how I'm gonna accomplish this thing. That's it. That's the practice. Set your intention, see the intention, and visualize and practice it. Okay? We can talk about different types of breathing techniques. We can talk about little different approaches to breathing. You can even use blocks, but I just want you to practice sitting down and doing the practice first before we get into like the nitty-gritties of like, this is the form of breathing. No, just sit down and I want you to think about what you want to do. Right? Then I want you to train. I want you to go do the thing. Okay? Go do the thing, play the game, focus on that one specific thing. For example, for me, the thing that I want to train on, or the thing that I really want to focus on is I notice when I play, I get really excited Don't say. I notice my heart beating really quickly. I notice, you know, sometimes I'm sweating. Sometimes I'm shaking because there's like a crazy play that's happening for me. And I've realized that even after the play is over, or when I'm trying, if I'm dead, lol, or if I'm trying to go back to base, like, it's very distracting when all these somatic things are happening to me, which makes my thoughts race. And so what I wanted to practice that I thought would help me is I wanted to practice breathing, walking to lane, backing, and when I was dead. That's what I wanted to do. I want to practice water, so I want to practice 8 in, or 8 slow, or 4 slow, and then 4, 8 out slow. That's what I want to do, just to regulate or notice, okay, every time I go back, I push B, I'm breathing. Every time I'm walking to back to lane, I'm breathing, just to make sure that when come team fight time, I can breathe and stay calm and hit all my shit. That was what I want to practice. And so when through my game, I didn't care about my CS. I didn't care about team fighting. All that stuff was important, sure, but what I was more focused on was every time I did those, coming back to base, died, pushing B, I was breathing. That's the thing I really wanted to focus on. And, you know, there's different ways you can do this to monitor. You can, you know, for me, it felt just like tally mark, you know, or making sure that I just counting. So either I have this button over here on my Stream Deck that I can use to count. I use tallying to know when I was doing it. And or when I went back to the VOD, I could actually hear myself breathing because my mic sucks. And that would confirm to me, okay, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the skill. So you can pick whatever you want to focus on and then practice that thing. But for me, my logic was I want to focus on breathing in these specific spots, because if I can keep my mind calm, I know when I come and play the game or when the next stressful thing happens, I'll have a better chance to think about what I can do. And, you know, honestly, it's been working. So try it. The other thing to talk about when you're training is do not be afraid to look stupid when you do these things, because typically you're doing them by yourself, right? You're doing them in your own space, and we're practicing and figuring out what helps you do the best. So for me, I'm here doing this. And I know that if other people were looking at me like, bro, you're breathing really loud, or like, oh my God, what are you doing? But for me, I'm practicing in my own safe space by the technique that's going to help me unlock my frontal lobes or keep them on for longer. And if I was playing on a team, then I'd work on breathing mindfully so I don't piss people off with my breath inside of my mic. But since I'm not, just do it. What's comfortable to focus your mind. Another thing that I do that I realize that I have to work on when I'm playing with people is when I'm in a really big fight or I'm focusing on something, I do this. Like my jaw just comes slack and I was like, and then I start mouth breathing. It's bad. It's so bad. But well, awareness, right? Maybe I'll fix it later, but I'm not playing on a team. So, or when I play online, it's it's so cringe watching my shit back. Okay, you train, right? You trained. You focused on the thing. It's over. What do? I have 2 things for you. Number 1, you've hit cooldown. Just like your buttons, your ultimate, your skills, the things that take mana, they all have a cooldown. Maybe 120 seconds for an ultimate, 20 seconds for a move. What is it? Whatever that is, same thing. You finish your game, you're now on cooldown. And you cannot play for 5 minutes. Right? Literally. What I've done is I've literally set a timer. And then I set it for 5 minutes. And then I'll either go get up, I'll use the bathroom, I'll just sit here, whatever you want to do. I'm not playing. You know, maybe if you want to start watching your VOD, you can, but you're not playing another game. You're not insta-queuing. Because like Abir is saying, we need some time and some space to kind of chill you out, bring you back down to baseline. So either you can hard 5 minutes, or this is my favorite. I want you to do some biofeedback. Okay, what's biofeedback? Just word. You're just using your body to tell us how you're doing or your current state, or using your body and your somatic states as the measuring thing. That's it. And for this activity of biofeedback, all you need to do, this is 2 parts. So before this even training starts, if you want to get a baseline, so before you start playing, you know, maybe after you breathe, I want you to find your pulse either on your neck or your wrist, whatever is most comfortable for you or most effective. Okay. And once you find it, I want you to get your phone Okay, I want you to set a timer for 30 seconds. And I want you to push go. And then when you push go, I want you to start counting. Okay, your pulse, your beats. Once 30 seconds is up, bing. I want you to take that number you have, stop counting, multiply that number by 2. Now you have your beats per minute of heartbeats per minute. Okay, you're resting beats per minute. Now, at the end of the game, once you hit that 5-minute cooldown, I want you to find your pulse again. Set your timer for 30 seconds. Do the same thing. Once 30 seconds goes, bing. Multiply that by 2. That is your elevate heart rate. And yes, your heart rate probably will go up depending on how the game is. But at the same time, don't get it twisted. Just because your heart rate's working and you might be sweating, you might be shaking, you have somatic symptoms. It's not cardiovascular exercise or anaerobic or aerobic exercising. Don't get it twisted, okay? You're just reacting to what's exciting. So you still have to go walking, you still have to go run. But that being said, after you found your elevated heart rate, we combine that with 5 minutes. And at the end of 5 minutes, bing, you do it again. And if your heart rate now is closer or at resting, all right, now we know we're at a physically chill spot and we can go play again. Okay. All right, so number 6, cooldown. So you have a hard timer and you have a piece of biofeedback. The reason why we want to use biofeedback is because typically sometimes people go into a game really escalated and excited and then are distracted, or they've maybe because they are still excited from that last game. I don't know if this happens to you. It happens to me and it's fucking irritating. When you think you're just as strong as you ended the game with 5 or 6 items and then you're not because you have Doran's Blade. That's it. You know, like this space and this time to cool down also helps you remember you're playing a new game to actually be in the new game. Okay. All right. So during this cooldown too, we got biofeedback, right? And other things that I think are really helpful during your cooldown time. Okay. All right. The thing I think after biofeedback, if you really want to like recover and stuff like that, and friends in the dojo, can you see? What's going to be really important is if you do things like you stretch, you get up, you take a walk, drink water, use a bathroom, eat a snack. Like all these little things can help replenish or prevent you from feeling fatigued or give you more energy so you can continue to play at a high level. So do those things during that 5-minute break, okay? All right. If you can do these 3 lines, this mental thing, this mental setup, and then the actual training just this week, I'd be very interested to see how you improve or what the experience of improving or playing this game is like for you. Also, I didn't talk about VOD review. I want to talk about VOD review later. I think that's really important for you to actually review the games. But even before that, I think this is the most important stuff for you to do, especially the mental work of what am I playing for? What's my win condition? What's my feelings towards learning? What's my experience of understanding and learning concepts and then copy, all those kinds of things. Much more important than the actual like review, because if we don't know what we're reviewing, then we can't review. So try these things. All right, got some questions here. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, that's so much better than me though. I used to clench. Now I do a similar headache inducing thing instead. I feel that, dude. Mine's like a slack jaw, and sometimes I grind. Like I grind my teeth at nighttime, stressed out apparently, because my nose is a little screwed up. My nose is a little screwed up. I can't get enough oxygen if I only breathe out through my nose. Are there different techniques I should use since I can only breathe through my mouth? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because typically, what you want to do is you breathe through your nose like you're smelling victory roses, and then you blow out your mouth like you're blowing out through a straw. And I think the reason why you want to breathe in through your nose like that and then breathe out through your mouth like a straw is because you're trying to do it slowly. And so if you just want to breathe through your mouth slowly and then out through a straw, I think you can try that, because I can imagine you maybe hyperventilating a little bit, and we want to make sure that through those moments we can stay calm. So maybe it's a kind of a slow kind of a thing. Maybe it's like maybe like a straw. But here's the thing, have you ever had that assembly at school and they're like, this is what asthma feels like, and they hand everybody fucking straws and you breathe through the straw and you hyperventilate as a class and you pass out, like, that's what asthma feels like. I don't want that for you. So I don't want you to be breathing in and out like you're breathing through a straw, because I don't think that's comfortable. So I think for you, Marshy, if it's something that you can breathe in slowly and then still use that exhale slowly technique, the whole purpose of the breath is just to slow and calm your somatic symptoms. That's all. So if there's a way for you to do that, I think that might be the best. Can we talk about biofeedback? Just checking your heart rate with your fingers or using a specific dice like Muse HeartMath? I mean, baby, if you got tech, go for it. But if we don't have tech, this is, you know, it may not give you HRV, heart rate variability, but it will give you just very simple, basic heart rate. Another way to do that is if you can, I mean, if you want to use your Apple Watch or whatever to find your heart rate, fine, go for it. I think that's easy. But I just gave the fingers because typically, I mean, not typically, sometimes people don't have the tech, you know what I mean? So I want to provide something that you can just do naked, techless. Yeah. I feel on the nose, cries in asthma. And you know what cries in asthma sounds like? Problem straw. I'll just get a straw. No, not just the straw. I mean, that you could. Maybe it's a boba straw. I'm thinking like McDonald's straw. So maybe a boba straw. Something bigger, you know, might help you. Possibly aside from the straw, you could also do barely parted lips. Yes. Versus fully open. Yes. For slower intake. Yes. Try that. And the thing with breathing that I think is really important to mention too is if you start feeling lightheaded, if you start feeling uncomfortable, please return to your normal breath. Don't pass out. I need you alive. Yes. Yes. Very good. All right. Now, I didn't know if this needed to be said, but questions, comments, concerns about how to train in League, or how to start training yourself in League mentally and physically. Yeah, I wish I could tell you, okay, as an EDC, these are the things you need to know, but I'm not that kind of coach. That is a Kabir Jonathan coach. I am all right, this is how you approach it mentally and how you can stop beating yourself up and shitting on yourself, because that's what's holding you back. Oh shit, I was here. Wow, I didn't think this was gonna last an hour, but damn, this was fun. Nose breathing hurts me a large % of the time and certainly isn't possible for exercise. Track was hell since they wanted nose only, bro. I feel that. That's why I did jumps. I only had to run 7 lefts and then a jump. It's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think the fun thing too is I did hurdles, me too, bro. I did hurdles until I found pole vault. Good shit. But yeah, from this discussion, I maybe what I'll do is I will put this graphic inside of my Discord. Shout out Rainbow Mallory, thanks for helping me fix my Discord. I'll put this in resources, brain dump whiteboard, and or no, mind maps. I'll put this in mind maps. So if y'all want to find this later, either from the Discord or from the Twitch, please join my Discord, and then you can get this picture. And yeah, just try it. The most important thing when it comes to this type of training is we're doing self-science, right? You've been doing things for a while in your own way for a while, and it's kind of like swinging a fucked up golf club. Like, you know that a straight golf club that's brand new or whatever, the tech is probably going to be more effective than maybe your busted crooked wooden golf club. But because you've been training using this bust up wooden golf club and you know how it hits, for example, hit it straight, it's going to go right. So you've angled your body so much to the left, when you hit it, it goes straight, right? You know this golf club sucks, but it's your golf club. And in fact, when I give you this new golf club, you take this graphic, you try to do it, I present you with this straight golf club and say, all right, hit the ball. You hit the ball how you do with your old golf club, and it's gonna be really bad. It's gonna go not where you want it to go. In fact, it might hit somebody. I don't know. But the reason why the ball is gonna go somewhere else is not because you're bad. It's not because the golf club is bad. It's just bad because you've been doing something for so long one way, and now I'm trying to teach you how to swing a proper golf club with proper technique, and you're gonna suck at it for a little bit because you're gonna say, well, I've already been swinging this one this way for so long and it goes straight, why can't I go back to that? And it's like, well, I mean, you could, but we could do it more effectively with less effort if you'd like. And this is the exact same thing. The reason I'm telling you this in the same way, so you hit the ball using, you know, the straight golf club and it goes left or goes bad, hit somebody, is you might try this stuff. You might try it, you might think about it, and you might get worse. Dare say you probably will. But the reason why, just like that straight golf club, is we're doing something different in a different way that you may not be used to. And it might get worse while you go through this process of understanding how to swing the club. But as soon as you understand, oh, straight golf club hits like this, I can hit it this hard this way, I can stand like, it's gonna be so much more fun. It's gonna be so much more easy. You might be even kinder to yourself, is my hypothesis. Let's try it. But they made us do street running. Oh, those are the worst. Street running is so bad for your shins, bro. I was used to give me like super bad shin splints. But yeah, all right. So graphic will be in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, awesome. If you want to though, work with me in doing this with you, or your learning process, or figure out how to learn your game better, or how to be kinder to yourself, or whatever, please visit my website, shoot me a DM, psychsensei.com or whatever, and you and I can sit down and do a free consultation and figure out what's going on, where you want to go, and how to get there. I got some clubs for you, figuratively, and we can start today. We're going to training. But please visit my website, psychsensei.com. Join my Discord, so next time I have this, you can ask your questions, or we can interact, or I can pull you up on stage. Maybe next time people will be more brave. Come up on stage. But if you're joining me on TikTok, on Twitch and TikTok, though, thank you. On YouTube, what's up? I will be back tomorrow. I planned on it to play some Kind Words or some League. We shall see. Because I'm trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then have clinic on Tuesday or Thursday. But yeah, so I'll be back next week to talk about VOD. Live coaching of a ranked game would go crazy. Bro, I would love to. Let that be good content. I would love to sit in your game and live coach you. Hey, yo, let's do it. Yep. I mean, I already watched your stream, so it'd be fun. I'm down to live coach. So yeah, if you want live coaching, you want individual coaching, you want team coaching, you want org coaching, let me know. Visit my website, join Discord, follow me on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of it there can be found on my Discord, and my website, psychsensei.com. Man, we went some places, didn't we? Shout out to my friends in my Discord. Thanks for coming. Great fucking questions. And honestly, thank you so much for coming to my Discord. I know I want to apologize to all of you that I know that I was supposed to come here like an hour earlier and 2 hours earlier, and then it got changed. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for rocking with me and being patient and coming and showing up and being supportive and asking all your good questions. I hope this was helpful for you in the Discord. And for the viewers in Twitch, I hope this was helpful. Talking to a talking head, because you didn't get the graphics. But if you on Twitch or YouTube want the graphics, it's in my Discord under mind maps. I'll put that there soon. All right, so shout outs, my Discord friends. Shout out Purple Pouring and Rainbow Maui for talking to me and the Twitch, and Kabir too. Thanks for coming on by. So I'll see you guys, Magnons. Take it easy. Love ya. Please be safe. Be warm. Pieces. Bye. And remember, stronger Bento wins. Stronger Bento wins, baby. Pieces. Bye. Okay. But if you are in my Discord,